He is manifesting himself, well, just as he is, so to say. We are changing bodies, life after life, from one body to the next. And in these different bodies, we stay for a while, and then we move on. The body. And we are always separated from the body. We're in it, but we're not that body. But in the case of Krishna, his body is completely spiritual. It's a direct expansion of himself. It's not that he's in a body, he is the body. We are not the body, but he is the body. And in this way, everything about Krishna is spiritual and transcendental. So even his name is spiritual and transcendental. If you say the name of Krishna, then Krishna is here. If you say my name, then, well, in this case, if you say it, I'm here because I happen to be here. But if they say it on the other side of London, they can say it as much as they like, but it will take us quite a drive to get there, and with the tom-tom and so on, and the weather, I don't know if we're going to make it. Because there's a difference between my name and the body. But in the name of Krishna, it's the same. So as soon as you say Krishna, Krishna is there. Because we don't believe that. You say, yeah, sounds interesting. But, yeah, okay. And then we'll chant Hare Krishna, and we won't believe that Krishna is really here. Because if we would believe it, then we would be overwhelmed. We would really experience it. And we don't. Sort of like, okay, the musical part is the most interesting part of kirtan. The spiritual part, well, we heard that if you chant the holy name of Krishna, that not only is it about the experience in the here and now, but because you're dealing with Krishna, he's the supreme pure, you get also purified. Okay, well, that's not bad. Why not? So much karma burns up. Good. Hare Krishna and goodbye with karma. That's not bad because, yeah, we have to suffer reactions and so on. Is that it? No, that's not it. It is said that the chanting of Hare Krishna does more than that. It says it also liberates us from birth and death. So from changing bodies. No more changing. That means one more change, fortunately, because if we would have to stay in this one, it wouldn't be too good. But no, we can get out of this body, and then after that, we can also get a spiritual body. So that's eternal, full of nectar and bliss. So it doesn't get old, never tired, and whatever else is wrong with the material body. No operations, no dentists. They're out of business. In the spiritual world, there are no dentists. Krishna Kirtan is a dentist, in case you didn't know. But sorry, Krishna Kirtan, you'll have to change profession. You have to change profession. We have no place for you up there. Sorry. Always smiling. He's got a T-shirt, smile. I'm a dentist. That's what he wears to work. Anyway, sound, transcendental sound is very interesting. It, as I said, it gets rid of karma, it gets rid of the cycle of birth and death. But that's not everything. Because that's only about the negative. And it frees you from negative. It's like I can say, I'll take you out of the cold. That's very good, nice of you. But then what are we going to do? That's what we really want to talk about. It's not take you out of the cold. That is relieving the negative. I want to speak about what's the positive experience. So the chanting of the holy name gives us not only relief of the material suffering, but it also gives us the positive experience. And that's the interesting part. That's the really interesting part. The positive experience is the spiritual world. We get to the spiritual world. Spiritual world is different than the material world, because the material world is basically dull. It's basically boring. Just like this room is basically boring. And I'm really sorry to say it, but just look behind that formula on the board and you know what I'm talking about. And if you were not convinced, then just look at your right, and just look at that wall. Why did you think they made it bright orange? Simply to try and make it better than it is. Try and make it appear as if it's not boring. Because it is. Put some bright colors to disguise the truth about the building that is boring. So the material world is a lot of things that are not exciting. And we need constantly to add something. Always looking for something to make it exciting. It's a Saturday night and it ain't got a moonlight. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Now what? Now what you're going to do? Somehow or other, you got to make this Saturday night into something. That's a challenge. Although you have the whole city of London and lots of places, it still is a challenge to make the Saturday night happen. Because in the material world, it's not happening automatically. But in the spiritual world, it's always happening. And here, I don't know how it's with you, but with me, it was always like this. I made my list of all the gifts I wanted for my birthday and put so many things on there. And then I put the best things that I could think of. And then my father would always buy things for me that were a little less, they were just not quite as good as what was on my list. Sort of approaching it, but not quite there. But that's the material world. You never get quite what you dream. Always a little. Spiritual world is different. You get, the reality exceeds anything we can dream of. And every moment is full of intense experience. It's not lots of dull moments. And finally something is happening again. That's here. But in the spiritual, it's happening all the time. It's all, and you don't run out of energy either. Here, it's happening all the time. You go, can you have a break, please? It's happening too much. But in the spiritual world, we have unlimited capacity and energy. Never tired. No disease. So the negative is gone and the positive experience is unlimited. This world, this dimension, this spiritual dimension opens up to spiritual sound. Spiritual sound immediately purifies us, and then once we become purified, opens up the doors to other dimensions, to the spiritual dimension. Someone might say, well, how do you know it? What's the proof? Well, the proof is that there are great saintly personalities who became saintly through this chanting, through nothing else. Through that. Changed their lives. Even our lives got changed. If you compare, at least if you look at my case, what I used to do and what I do now. Day and night, sort of. Or rather, night and day, I guess. It was night before, so day. I grew up in Amsterdam, which is sort of a little similar to London, but slightly different touch, I guess, but basically the same things in both cities.